It's time for a Great Plains Throwdown. With temperatures on the rise and playoffs on the horizon, we have two teams ready to cause some chaos. It's 12th ranked Peoria City hosting Santa Fe Wanderers in this Great Plains Division matchup. Welcome to the broadcast, everybody. I'm Cody Roskins. Alongside me, Thomas Meeke, as we get set for this one out of the USL 2. Thomas, Peoria City trying to punch their ticket to the postseason here game by game. For Santa Fe, they're looking to play spoiler.
Yeah, for Peoria City, it's as simple as it gets. Win out, grab the division. You lose one, you leave it up to chance. So for a big night for Peoria City to grab one later down the season.
Santa Fe coming off an upset win over Sunflower State FC. How do they make it two in a row for Santa Fe?
Yeah, it comes down to Dominique, one of the key players on the offensive side for the Wanderers. He scored a late game winner on Wednesday. Look for him to get going against Peoria City.
And opposite for them, for Peoria City, how do you try and not overlook this matchup?
Yeah, a lot of people think of this game as a trap game. You know, you got a big test on Wednesday against Des Moines. You really have to stick to the fundamentals in your game plan and just execute it and take 1 minute at a time.
Peoria City and Santa Fe coming up next as we get set in the USL 2. And with that, welcome to Shea Stadium here in Peoria, Illinois. We just want to take a moment to thank some of our sponsors that make this broadcast and those that get in the future possible. First, from the House, Peoria City is powered by the House Barbell Club, the official presenting sponsor of the club, located at 7920 North Somers Street in Peoria. Get 24 access, group and personal training and more at the House. For Prairie Home Alliance, Peoria City would like to thank Prairie Home Alliance for sponsoring them and their play packs all season long. Get your play packs on the stadium concourse before matches, entering into your giveaways, getting tennis balls for the match at halftime to get the play pack giveaway item of the night. Also for Volkswagen of Peoria, thank you to Volkswagen of Peoria for once again sponsoring Peoria City's Fieldside Club. Interested in looking into premium sitting options at Peoria City home matches? Head to PeoriaCitySoccer.com and click on the Tickets tab. Volkswagen of Peoria is located at the Auto House of Peoria on 2322 West Van Winkle Way. For Central Illinois Soccer Academy, we'd like to recognize Peoria City Central Soccer Academy, the future of soccer here in Peoria and beyond. Peoria City Soccer offers these summer camps to boys and girls of all ages. Contact us through the website and social media with how you can get involved. And for Central States Marketing and their support of Peoria City, we appreciate your dedication to our club and to the betterment of soccer right here in Central Illinois. Also, fans, don't forget next Wednesday's night match against the Des Moines Menace will be followed by post-game fireworks. Stack the stadium to cheer on your Peoria City Carp and enjoy some high-quality fireworks just before the 4th of July. We'll step aside for the short break. When we come back, we'll have starters and more as we get set for Peoria City and Santa Fe Wanderers.
Peoria, Illinois, where an afternoon together opens up a world of adventure, and every splash becomes a shared adventure, where imagination runs as big as the machines themselves, proving that wonder comes in all sizes.
Whoa!
In Peoria, every adventure begins with just one step, and every doorway leads to discovery.
If you want to improve your game, contact the Yard to book a batting cage or field today.
Is your business surrounded by success?
Ours is.
Absolutely. 100% yes.
Knowing your company is surrounded by the best in the business is a great feeling. And that's the feeling you'll have working with PIP.
They manage our direct mail campaigns.
They produce all of our signage. They print our marketing materials.
For marketing, signs, and print, surround your business with more than 50 years of success. PIP.
Here's another home improvement insight from Custom Bath Solutions. Most bathroom remodels happen for two reasons: to keep up with style trends or to keep up with your changing family. We can take today's neutral trends and pops of color and pair them with 2-day tub-to-shower conversions, a spa-like oasis, or a no-barrier shower with grab bars as your family needs. Get started today and save 10%. Call 309-699-1100, click on custombathroomsolutions.com, or visit the Prairie Home Alliance showroom in Washington.
At Auto House of Peoria, we pride ourselves in delivering the best ownership experience in Central Illinois. From newly redesigned state-of-the-art facilities to community involvement right here at home, Auto House of Peoria strives to be your premier auto destination. Shop online at autohouseofpeoria.com today.
Welcome back to Shea Stadium here in Peoria, Illinois, as we get ready to raffle off the starters. Thomas, a few more of our sponsors that make this broadcast and those like it in the future possible. First, for Iron Spirit Pro Wrestling. Thank you to Iron Spirit Pro Wrestling for tonight's pre-match entertainment. And thrilled to announce that on Saturday, August 16th, Iron Spirit will be back in Peoria for Peoria City Pandemonium, hosted at the Yard. Also, thank you to Fox Sports Radio right here in Peoria for providing live on-site coverage here at Shea Stadium. Listen on 101.1 for all your Peoria sports coverage. And to the food trucks that came out and served some excellent food in the pregame, to Phoenix, Tropical Snow, and Tony's on Wheels. Thomas, we're currently going through the starting lineups. First for the visitors from Santa Fe Wanderers.
Yeah, and they're led by head coach John Sosa. In net is Philip Imadu, followed by Manuel Abayo, Carson Wilcox, Nima Samadian, Ferdinand Hagen, Gabriel Pilon Gayota, Evan Frank, Zachary Peterson, Juan Piratova, with Dominique and Campos rounding it out. Switching into Peoria City, they're led by head coach Mike Pay and Ethan Feynman, with DJ Kulai up front, Luke Persenico, Tommy Coughlin, Josh Reddy, Charlie Dickerson, Alejandro Valverde, Jeremy Segby, Sammy Slimmy in net, followed by Wes Gibson, Tanner Anderson, and Gomez.
As the home crowd, Peoria City side, gets ready to introduce those said starters. Thomas, we were talking in the pregame, a little bit of a shift in philosophy. Anderson getting the start at the top of the formation with Luke Persenico.
Yeah, and two guys that are really dynamic up front. The Wanderers are prone to giving up a lot of goals, especially early on, so I'd like to see both those guys take advantage for Peoria City.
Santa Fe has given up at least 2 in every match this season. Despite that, they have some very good results, hence last time out getting an upset win against Sunflower State FC 3-2.
Yeah, not a team, when you look at the standings, you might be taken back, hey, they might be not as strong, but talking to the head coach, they're going to come out firing. Not a defensive team, even with the conditions and the lack of substitutions. Be on the lookout for the attack on the second half.
Those of you that were tuning in earlier in the season might remember this matchup as a bit of a dogfight. It was a 2-0 victory for Peoria City in the second match of the year, but it came at a cost. It was 1-0 for the majority of the contest before Jose Gomez suffered a knock, was out for the remainder of the contest. Santa Fe Wanderers was essentially down a man the rest of the way. Peoria City snagged one more on. This is going to be a physical contest.
Yeah, we talked about it. It can be seen as a trap game with a big game on Wednesday against Des Moines, and it comes down to the heart and fundamentals for Peoria City, not overlooking the Wanderers and taking the points where they should.
It's going to be up to Peoria City. They have it all in front of them. The equation is simple. It begins tonight. Win 4 in a row, the division is yours. Drop 1 or get a draw somewhere in there, you're probably leaving it up to chance to hold on to that first wild card spot.
Yeah, and as a team and as a player, you never want to give it a chance for another team. You want to control your destiny, and that's what Peoria City has here tonight.
It'll be the Santa Fe Wanderers on the left side of your screen, attacking to the right to begin the first half. Peoria City will be the inverse, right to left across your screen. Santa Fe will be the away team on the scoreboard in the yellow bottoms with red stripes, with the red and black top kids. For Peoria City, they're rocking the traditional black and gold tonight. A bit of a heat matchup with it, with the sweltering heat we've had in the Midwest, but they seem unfazed.
Yeah, and with the heat, you kind of want to look both stylistically on both teams, how much they're going to press. You know, early on, you're really going to have to pace yourself battling the heat. Of course, you have substitutions, but again, you don't want to use those early on. So be on the lookout for how much do both teams truly attack going forward.
We also have a bit of a off-the-record matchup tonight as the head coach for Santa Fe, Coach Sosa, and Coach Pay of Peoria City coach against each other in the Heart of America Conference, with Clark and Benedictine College both going at it in their relative conference in the NCAA. So a bit of a bragging rights game for the two head coaches tonight as well.
Yeah, and both of them really get to play for pride, you know, take it take the win and go into the fall where they're battle it for their two schools.
Coach Pay had a lot of good things to say about head coach Sosa for Santa Fe. Said he's an uber competitor like myself. We always get the best out of each other and their teams when they match up, and tonight's going to be no different. Coach Sosa had the same sentiment to echo about Mike Pay. Uber competitive, always know what you're getting into. This one's going to be essentially a fist fight.
Yeah, and that's what you want really at both two teams fighting hard in the summer, especially two college coaches that kind of just want to play around with things as they take their experience into the fall. And that's what this Wanderers team can hang on to as well, just experience moving forward in a big game tonight.
There will be a debut tonight for the away side in Santa Fe. Campos out on that far wing will be getting his first start of the season, and that was one that Coach Sosa was very excited about in the pregame.
Yeah, a guy who can give them a lot offensively on the wing with speed and pace. Would like to see he get him going, but again, with the heat, just see how often he is really tested out there.
Just waiting on Peoria City here. In fact, they decided to flip sides. It'll be Peoria City working left to right across your screen with Santa Fe working right to left. Santa Fe, this is their first year in the USL 2, a first-year organization out of Kansas City, Missouri, one of two teams out of Kansas City in this division. The other being Sunflower State. It'll be Tanner Anderson in the center circle for the Carp as they, again, have a monumental stretch coming down the way. 4 straight games at home with everything on the line in the Great Plains. Anderson appears ready to go as we simply await the ready for play whistle. So we are underway from Shea Stadium. Here's Josh Reddy. That one will coast out of play and belong to Santa Fe on the throw-in.
You can see the intensity already on the throw-in. A lot of players battling it out.
Alejandro Valverde nearly stepped in front of it. Now here's a big charge forward for Peoria City. Gomez to Kulai, flicked ahead. It's a 3-man back line with 2 wing backs on each side of the formation, so at times it could be a 3-man in appearance along the back with also 5 with those 2 outside members joining the attack.
Yeah, and it just gives you 2 extra offensive players who you can trust to get back on the defensive side. More of an attacking formation.
Oh, this might be on for Anderson, and it takes one hard bounce, and it'll belong to the Wanderers.
Both teams are wasting no time getting it going quickly.
And first of many tough collisions tonight. That one will be spat out of play to Peoria City, and Valverde will have the throw-in.
You'd see 2 teams just want to feel each other out, especially with the conditions, not really wanting to push the pace here early on. But both teams have come the complete opposite, really making things work.
Well, the quote I thought of the pregame was Coach Sosa of Santa Fe saying, we want to impose ourselves. We want to make them feel us in the early minutes. And so far, that's what kind of keeps you in the game when you're more or less the underdog. And I don't think there's any mystery in Santa Fe's mind that they are that underdog.
Yeah, and the second thing he added, which I loved as well, is the confidence that his team is playing with, especially playing spoilers here. They had the chance on Wednesday in which they succeeded. They got another opportunity against Peoria City.
This will be Josh Reddy, the long throw specialist for Peoria City, from right next to his own bench. Liner towards Dickerson. He put it on goal, but it was all too easy for Himadu.
But you saw already the dangerous set piece. Really, if you have a long throw, it just gives you another outlet.
Seneco putting in the defensive effort. Anderson also there in tandem. Alejandro Valverde, nicely done in, back to Gibson, and a foul charged to Santa Fe. That'll be Peterson. Long over the top, looking for Gomez. And it'll be a goal kick. Good crowd here at Shea Stadium in the opening minutes. We're expecting a good showing the rest of the way. Peoria City was struck with the unlucky first half of the schedule. Only 2 home games in their first really 8 contests, and so now they're getting to really build up that excitement back here in Peoria.
Yeah, schedule you really don't see too often without many road games, but nice to see him back at home.
Alejandro Valverde. Back to Jeremy Segby. Now Charlie Dickerson. Dickerson chipped inside towards Anderson. It's flicked on, and Hamadu was on his spot.
And Peoria City becomes that more dangerous when one of your center backs are able to play up front and deliver a good ball into the box.
The keeper-to-keeper connection. We'll have it back with Slimmy and Gibson. Here's Tommy Coughlin. He's trying to play it in behind. That one takes a poor touch off of Abello. And this is the kind of defense that the Wanderers will have to put in tonight. A very scrappy effort. They're going to be undersized up front, but that back line will be able to hold its own.
Yeah, and given the quotes that we got, they really want to push the pace and let the teams feel you. But you also have to understand that you're down a lot of subs, not many players off the bench. You're really going to have to pick your moments on the offensive side, especially as the underdog. You want to focus more on the defensive half.
This one flicked on towards Kulai from Anderson. Discover Peoria. Discover Peoria, Illinois. An unexpected gem on the Illinois River, thriving with craft distillers, museums, and outdoor recreation, and home to premier sporting events. Visit discoverpeoria.com for upcoming events and festivals. Discover what you weren't expecting. Here's Alejandro Valverde up to Persenico. John Shreddy was able to get a quick touch on it. Alejandro Valverde into Anderson, and it's backsided in! Sending it home, it's Kulai with a backflip to mark it.
And that started with Peoria City's press off the goal kick. They caught the Wanderers lacking, trying to play in and out of their back line, and Peoria City made them play.
Alejandro Valverde got the thing in started. Off the touch from Reddy, the service in from Valverde finds Kulai off Anderson's flick. It's 1-0 City. So, if there was a start that they really couldn't afford to have for Santa Fe, it was surrendering early. But now they kind of waiting for that trap moment out of the way for Peoria City. They get it played now out in front.
Yeah, what makes it even worse is that it came off on their own mistake. You know, it wasn't really in the run of play. They kind of just gave it up trying to build it out of their back. And Peoria City truly made them pay early.
Assisted by number 19, Tanner Anderson.
Here's Persenico. So that officially gets scored as a goal from DJ Kulai in the 6th minute, assisted by Tanner Anderson. So we noted his start in the opening moments here. He's able to come through connecting with his other up front mate. Here's Jose Gomez pushing it outside for Dickerson, lining it in front, and Kulai nearly had the brace.
Again, the more chances than not, you're eventually going to find the second one, the third one, the fourth one. Peoria City is really just going to keep running it down their throat.
Well, it has been a action-packed first 7 minutes. Last time we were here at Shea Stadium, the women scored in 40 seconds and then followed that up with a red card ejection. And now Santa Fe being a little chippy in the box with Charlie Dickerson. Peeling off of it, flea ball, it finds its way home! Jeremy Segby!
Wasted no time to get the second one off the throw from Reddy. Every ball in the box is a dangerous ball, and we saw that there off the long throw.
Peoria City claims the 2-0 advantage inside of 10 minutes, and they have not wasted any time putting the pedal down.
Yeah, and if you were worried that they were going to fall into the trap and overlook this team getting ready for Des Moines, you're totally wrong. They have came prepared and ready to dominate.
A really cool moment there along the sideline. Jeremy Segby came in as a kind of an unknown this season. Had the big shoes to fill from Abasa Aramiao last season. His aerial threat and defensive prowess filling into those roles here in the latter portions of this season as he gets the embrace from Mike Pay. Following that, Gomez with the takeaway, and he ran out of real estate.
He's going to be kicking himself for that one. Really wants that one back. But again, it starts with Peoria City's press on the defensive end, really causing trouble for the Wanderers.
Alejandro Valverde cuts in front. Here's Persenico, touch and go to Valverde. And right now, just little coordination from Santa Fe. They find themselves under fire.
Yeah, and Peoria City's right back where they scored their first goal, the second goal, off the long throw. Opt to go short.
Persenico puts it back post, headed back that way. Looked like Mejias and Kulai were in the area. Coughlin making life difficult and the foul.
And you take those fouls, I mean, you're on the other half, far away from your goal.
Here's Josh Reddy. Off to Jeremy Segby. Now Peoria City with some composure out of their own defensive half. Charlie Dickerson up to his college teammate DJ Kulai. Kulai tries to whip it right in front of the goal, and that one will escape out the back for a goal kick.
And if you're Coach Mike Pay, you got to be super happy with how much control they have over this game. The Wanderers really haven't had many chances even in Peoria City's half.
Here's Josh Reddy. Reddy with a well-in tackle. And this will be Peoria City on the throw-in deep inside Santa Fe territory, but there is a Wanderer down. You have to imagine that this would be a Josh Reddy throw-in and take it essentially as a mock corner. That's typically his specialty, anything near the box or the 6. And it looks like the injured Wanderer is okay. That was number 5, Manuel Abeyo. Imadu's got to be careful here. Ready with a good-looking throw-in. It'll be tracked down by Peoria City's Luke Persenico. Here comes the break for Santa Fe. This one's undercut by Kulai.
Great recovery from DJ. An offensive-minded winger comes back into the middle of the play to stop that fast break.
We'd like to thank Pip Marketing Signs and Prints for being the official designer and manufacturer of the banners and signs you see here at Shea Stadium. Head to pip.com for all your custom print, signs, banners, and marketing needs. Here's Jose Gomez. Jose with a big run forward to Kulai. Gets it right back, puts it forward, back to DJ. Swatted away by Amadu.
Beautiful build-up from City. Not selfish at all in and around the box. Nice give and go.
And that is clinical, Thomas. I mean, one touch, not even. Just the bump and go passing from City right now has their energy high.
Yeah, and great technicality, but again, great playing with your teammates. It's really easy to get selfish around the box.
It'll be Jose Gomez corner kick, in swinging ball. High archer, back towards Dickerson. Finds its way to the Wanderers.
This is one of the opportunities the Wanderers can catch a goal here early, is on the counter.
They were looking out that way towards Peterson. Instead, Persenico heads it ahead towards Anderson. Reddy dislodges it. Here's Jose Gomez.
Yeah, the Wanderers are putting all 10 guys behind the ball on the defensive side. Trying to help him out defensively and hopefully turns into a counter.
Segby. Slimmy in a little bit of a dangerous spot. Coughlin has his pass intercepted. Now Santa Fe on the counter. Rivitova. Segby cuts out the effort.
Yeah, good header out of bounds. Not trying to play around with it to be too cute. Just settle things down, restart play.
Dickerson leaves his feet for the challenge. Rivitova winds up, plays it through, and it was there. But a half step off from Dominique, and was Armando Watch tonight for the Wanderers.
Yeah, the goal scorer for the Wanderers, and Peoria City got lucky, kind of stuck in no man's land, not really guarding him, not touched tight around the box. Got lucky there. And you could hear Coach Page screaming that was too easy. No one putting in a tackle.
All over the top towards Anderson. The second ball falling to Peterson of Santa Fe. Coughlin really making life hard and gets called for his second contact foul. Ball over the top to Peterson. And Dominique's effort ends up bringing down Josh Reddy for his troubles. Slimmy, quick advance up towards Anderson and Persenico, and he was a little out in front. Really seems like this formation for Peoria City has Santa Fe a little bit confused here in the early going.
Yeah, and they're really using the wingers to their advantage. They got a couple of guys up on them in that 3-5-2. They're able to switch the field with ease.
Here comes Charlie Dickerson. Dickerson played ahead. He's looking for Anderson. He's almost playing, obviously, as a striker in role, but he's had some moments almost as a center forward where he's holding it up and trying to distribute to a teammate.
Yeah, there's a lot of freedom in this lineup for Peoria City. They're not really stuck to one position or one side of the field.
Kulai backside, still in front of goal. And that will belong as a goal kick. Thought for a moment that had a chance to hug in, but give credit where credit's due. Kulai played till he heard the whistle.
Yeah, just a second too late on that one.
Imadu. And if you're just tuning in, got a little bit of goal scoring to catch you up on. In the 6th minute, DJ Kulai got things started from Tanner Anderson. And not far after that, in the 8th minute, Jeremy Segby was able to capitalize for Peoria City and put them up 2-0 and have them really enjoying this beginning moments of their 4-game homestand. This one put back inside. Slimmy with the stop, and Santa Fe generates their first corner of the night.
Yeah, good save by Slimmy. I mean, these are probably the hardest games for a goalie to play. You're not really going to get many opportunities, but when the 1 or 2 opportunity, they're going to be big and they're going to be threatful, so you're going to have to make the save. You're going to be counted on to do so.
Peoria City is powered by the House Barbell Club, the official presenting sponsor of the club, located at 7920 North Simon Street in Peoria. Get 24/7 access, group and personal training, and more at the house. Slimmy was bumped and was 3/4 of the way falling down by the time he hauled that one in, but no damage done. Here's Gibson from Alejandro Valverde. And the foul. Here's Gomez. Persenico, carry over and go. Persenico line back inside. Coughlin whipped back in front of goal, and that one will dance out of play.
Good run there from Coughlin. Had the ball after the foul, got it up and got quickly up there to help Presenico out, gave him a chance.
Madu goal kick. So we go 19th minute here in the first half. Coughlin up to Anderson, tries to flick it ahead to Presenico. And a foul on Tanner Anderson.
Yeah, Anderson not happy with that call. Thought it was shoulder to shoulder. Both players went up. Obviously, the ref saw it differently.
Well, coming into tonight, Thomas, we noted that Santa Fe had allowed at least 2 goals in each of their contests this season. They allowed that 8 minutes into this one, but this is a chance for Peoria City to kind of dig in on some goal differential as well.
Yeah, and really just take advantage of the opportunity to gain experience of just up front in the box, working on your press defensively as the Wanderers continue to struggle facing Peoria City's offensive players on the defensive half.
Again, the playoff structure for the Central Conference will be one that we talk about a little bit tonight later on, but in layman's terms, the 5 division winners will get automatically qualified, and then there's 3 spots up for grabs for remaining Central Conference teams that were runner-ups, meaning non-division champions, based off their point-per-match totals. Now, it might seem like a slim tiebreaker for Peoria City to have to worry about, but should it come down to it, you'd like to have that goal differential in your back pocket. For the record, Peoria City currently sits first as the at-large teams in the Central Conference, with Reddy with a really solid tackle again.
Yeah, and that's a tactical foul there around your box. Got to be really careful, and he did that. Was able to make the tackle without fouling.
Peoria City fans, the Ducks on Farmington Road Duck Colony, now is the time you could win from the 20th through the 30th.
Well, again, we noted it. It wasn't like there was going to be a whole lot of soft fouls in this one.
1/3 pound battered chicken fingers with a sauce from Ducks on
Yeah, and Peoria City has really just matched the aggressiveness and intensity here early for the Wanderers. We talked about how aggressive the Wanderers are going to be coming into the game, and City has done a great job of matching that.
Sammy Slimmy with the quick collection. Slimmy able to distribute to Charlie Dickerson, the soon-to-be Providence Friar come the fall. He'll take his last year of college eligibility out east. Nice pass from Presenico, laying it into Coughlin from just outside the 18. The strike, and it's home! Jose Gomez, welcome back!
And it starts with another run up the field from Coughlin. He's really been dominating that midfield, both on and off the ball here early on.
It'll be a 21st minute goal by Jose Gomez, assisted by Tommy Coughlin. Well, we noted Coughlin's energy around the ball and off the ball tonight generates an opportunity for his teammate Gomez, and City all over the Wanderers.
Yeah, and again, this team looks like they're dialed in and taking a game by game, which is really important off this home stretch before the playoffs.
Again, Peoria had hit a 2-game snag in their really solid run of play to begin the year. They started off a perfect 5-0 to begin the campaign before dropping 2 consecutive road matches in the middle of a 4-game road trip against Sunflower State and the Des Moines Menace, 2-1 and 3-1. But they've able to correct the ship in the latter stages of that 4-game trip against the FC Ambush, and with a 4-game homestand here, as we've touched on many times tonight, it's everything in front of them.
Yeah, they get to control their destiny on where they want to finish heading into the playoffs, whether they wanted to win the division or take the chance of a wild card.
Well, being a non-division winner didn't seem to bother Peoria too much last season, but yes, having that division title would go a long ways to perhaps guarantee a home game in the playoffs and generate some more opportunities for these fans. Alejandro Valverde back inside, left on the doorstep. It's home! It's across the line for Kulai. Looks like the official saying, no, it's not. Kulai back inside again. Everybody along the back line from the 309 hollering for that to be a goal. Had us fooled up here.
What a save from Imadu on the line. A collision in the box. Might have saved that one from going in. Would love to have a closer look at that one, but what a save from Imahu.
Whoa. Kulai, I don't think's ever been more convinced that he had a second. But it'll stay 3-0. Give a lot of credit, like you said, to Imadu to keep that thing apparently off the line. Alejandro Valverde again. And that will stick with City. That was, again, don't want to harp on it too much. They obviously had the best angle out of everybody. The only people that would disagree with that would be the fans sitting in the 309, but a bunch of bodies colliding in there. It looked like that was almost escorted across the line by the time Kulai got a foot on it.
Yeah, it looked like no one really kicked the ball in. They kind of just all slid into each other, and the ball might have popped in.
It'll be another Josh Reddy long throw. Backside, Dickerson. It's still up for grabs. Jeremy Segby will lay it off to Sammy Slimmy. So just as we were getting ready to mark down a fourth first half goal for Peoria City, Santa Fe bows their backs and keeps it out. Again, they have absorbed so much of the run of play this half. Jose Gomez. Back inside, Coughlin. And they will give the foul as Dominique was on the receiving end of that play from Reddy.
If you're the Wanderers, you kind of just want to play around with it, get some momentum on the ball. It's tough to defend for a full half like they've been doing.
Now this is when they get dangerous. Here's Santa Fe out wide. DeCampos.
They've been stuck defending in their own half just about the whole game. Eventually, you're going to give up that third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth. It's going to get really out of hand.
Slimmy, just a quick little distribution to Jeremy Segby. Now he's going to have to try and drive forward a little bit. Slimmy not in any hurry. City with a bit of a press here. Carson Wilcox, he was run off the ball.
Great transition from Reddy. Got caught out of place, left his man wide open in the middle. Immediately turned around, sprinted, and made the tackle.
Tempo slowed down just a touch since this last sequence. At one point this season, Peoria City ranked 4th in the USL 2 in possession of the game. For about 54% of the game was played and held by Peoria City on average. And out of play to Peoria City as Alejandro Valverde looking for some instruction.
And you can see why. They really don't force anything on the offensive side. If nothing's there, they're going to play it back and restart things.
Back out to Valverde. And he gets upended, and this should be a Peoria City corner. And it will be the second corner of the night for City. And from this side, typically they like Jose Gomez from any angle, but looked like Persenico was maybe thinking about it, but instead it will be Jose Gomez. Played short, Persenico. Put back in front of goal. Yamadu with a really good kick save.
Yeah, just a heavy touch from Persenico. Kind of caught him off balance. It's tough to handle.
played near side. Here's Peterson. And that will stay with City. And this should be a yellow coming against Peterson as he delayed the run of play there, Thomas.
Yeah, the funny thing is, I mean, players do it all the time. They act like it's their ball to stop the run of play, to slow things down, so you run into the ball.
Tommy Coughlin egging on some of the angst from Santa Fe. And he is a bit of a gnat out there, I guess is the polite way to say it. High energy, always moving, very annoying for the other team.
Somebody you hate until he's on your team playing for you.
Absolutely. Jose Gomez. Gomez looking for maybe a second. He was dancing through, and Peoria City was lobbying for a handball, but now here's Dominique out the other end. Has Peterson on his left, chipped ahead, and that one will sail out as it went over the top of Sammy Slimming.
Yeah, and the trouble spot the Wanderers are in, if they're playing all 11 back behind the ball, once they do get that counter opportunity, they only had one or two guys against a 4-5 defensive side for Peoria City.
But those are the kind of chances, if you're Santa Fe, you're happy you're still getting. Obviously down 3-0, Peoria City may be a little more relaxed in their transition, but
yeah, and the way the game's been going, it's kind of really the only opportunity you kind of project the Wanderers to have for the rest of the game is that counter opportunity off of a lost possession.
Unofficial run of stats, a third of the way through this one. 9 shots, 1 save, 2 corners, and 3 goals for Peoria City. For Santa Fe, it's 2 shots, 5 saves, 1 corner, and 3 goals against. If you're just tuning in, a quick recap of the scoring to this point. A 6th-minute goal by Kulai, assisted by Tanner Anderson, followed by an 8th-minute unassisted goal by Jeremy Sagby, and then a 21st-minute goal by Jose Gomez, assisted from Tommy Coughlin. And City will have an opportunity for another ready long throw.
Looks like a water break.
And it appears we will have a stoppage due to the heat here in Peoria. We're going to go ahead and take this time to thank some of our sponsors that make this broadcast and others like it in the future possible. First, for Volkswagen of Peoria. Thank you to Volkswagen of Peoria for once again sponsoring Peoria City's Fieldside Club. Interested in looking into premium seating options at Peoria City home matches? Head to PeoriaCitySoccer.com and click on the Tickets tab. Volkswagen of Peoria is located at the Auto House of Peoria on 2322 West Van Winkle Way in Peoria. And for the house, Peoria City is powered by the House Barbell Club, the official presenting sponsor of the club, located at 7920 North Somers Street in Peoria. Get 24/7 access, group and personal training, and more at the house. Thomas, a half hour through this one, Peoria City with their fingerprints all over it, but there's a little bit more to be desired for them.
Yeah, that's exactly what Coach Pay is speaking on in the huddle down below. He wants 5-0 by half, and that mentality, put the foot on the gas and close it out before half.
And for the other side, Santa Fe, they've obviously left scratching their heads after what was a 180 of what they were hoping for, I'm sure, out of their first 15 minutes of this match, Thomas. But they've rebounded decently well. The approach hasn't been nearly as lethal for Peoria City.
Yeah, and they're in a tough spot, obviously down 3-0. They're going to have to really up the aggressiveness on the offensive side, which we really haven't seen much, really relying on that counter play. Going to be interesting to see how many opportunities they truly do have going forward.
We'll give you a quick rundown of the division standings to this point, as we get pretty much on the precipice of declaring who will and who won't be in. Just for, I believe it was yesterday, USL2 had their first team get in out of Utah. But it's the Des Moines Menace, the number 1 team in the country, at first in the division with 24 points, 8 wins, 1 loss, with a +25 goal differential. Behind them, Peoria City in second with 18 points. Sunflower State behind them at 13. A 2-way tie for 4th with Santa Fe and Springfield FC, and FC Ambush rounding things out at the bottom of the table.
And if you're Peoria City, you're kind of asking how quickly can we get back into rhythm after the water break. It's kind of the one downside of having a water break in between the halves is kind of really get thrown off your rhythm.
Well, and we've seen a few times Santa Fe get an opportunity heading their way on the counter. Free ball. Nobody from City really on the initial attempt, but it will be tracked down by the Carp. DJ Kulai back inside to Gomez. Gomez ahead to Dickerson. Not a typical spot to find him, just north of the 6, but he's going to make the long haul back in transition and get back to that left back position.
Yeah, and the Wanderers are still not really pressing numbers forward. They only had 3 guys up there when they finally crossed half. If they're going to get back into this game, they're going to have to start pressing up the numbers.
Here's a good run. This one a little undercooked. Peterson. Peterson again with it. Tova. Again to Peterson, back out wide. Somebody in. Opportunity for Dominique. Trying to get back to that right foot, and DJ Kulai able to intervene.
And we've seen great moments defensively from DJ and Persenico on the wing. Both guys really known for their offense of production, but both guys really, really leaning into the defensive side of the ball.
Yamadu trying to hunt out Peterson, working against Wes Gibson. And Alejandro Valverde will have the reset to Slimmy. Oh, and some missed footing there. It doesn't appear to have cost anybody too much as Anderson, a bit of a swim move, if you will. Anderson back inside for Kulai. Ball outside to Campos. He's making his debut for Santa Fe, and he was one that Coach Sosa was sort of gleaming about in the pregame. Really excited to see a young guy get his opportunity to play major minutes. They were very upfront with the amount of roster change that they were going to have from their last match against Sunflower Slate to this one, and so far it appears they're still sorting some of that out.
Yeah, and it gives you some reason to hope for, just to build on. Even down 3-0, you got a lot of guys you can look at going forward. And for Campos, he's really been their main target on the wing as a counter and an outlet to start the offense.
And Anderson run off his spot, and that'll be a foul just across the midway line. Peterson seemed to be a popular choice to get things started for Santa Fe. And Reddy, that's probably going to be his first of the night.
Yeah,
Segby.
Just a little reckless, not too mad at the foul. The ball should be stopped as he gave the yellow. But you did stop the ball in the other half, but again, a little reckless. Blake caught him on the back of the neck as well.
It appears the down Wanderer was clutching his neck and back of his head, so Mark Colston, the athletic trainer on staff tonight, runs out to see if he requires any more attention. That is Campos. And since it is a head-neck injury, he does have to come off for just a touch.
Yeah, not too happy that the trainer came and walked out on the field. Really want to stay into the game, but again, a neck injury, a head injury, it's not something you can really mess around with.
And he is signaling now to Coach Sosa, yeah, he got me on my head. He got checked out. He is okay. So once they get play back underway, he'll be waved back on. And it appears we're just about ready to go. Bayo. And Jeremy Segby with the advance to Jose Gomez. Very good footwork from him. He's one of those ballerina-esque midfielders.
Yeah, a guy that's not going to force it if it's not there. Would have liked to see him play DJ on the wing, but pulled it back to restart the build-up.
Put ahead to Persenico. Here's Tanner Anderson trying to slip it through for Coughlin. Valverde and Persenico and Anderson all there. Valverde drives ahead. Valverde back in front of goal, and Imadu with it. Dominique way out in front. He's going to try and get on his horse and track it down. I've really liked his approach to the run of things. He's obviously going to be looked at tonight as really the lone threat up top to get things going, but he chooses his spots very well.
Yeah, and as a striker, you really have to have a lot of discipline of you just kind of want to take off and go sometimes, but he realizes it's just him up there, not a lot of opportunities. Really has done a good job, as you said, is picking his spots.
It's caused some hesitation as well from Peoria City backline and Slimmy in terms of picking their spots to distribute. Falls to Coughlin. Coughlin bumped off his spot, and now it'll be a free kick in a very presumptuous spot for City.
Yeah, just a silly foul, too, from the Wanderers. You had 3 guys on him. Really didn't have to the extra intensity.
Persenico and Gomez both over the ball here for Peoria City as we are in the 40th minute. Persenico curls it that way. Persenico off the woodwork. Still free. Ball tracked down by Kulai. Kulai to Dickerson. They're saying play on as Kulai is down in some pain, and they'll give the foul now.
Yeah, that was a great decision from the ref. Just play the advantage. It's in the box to see what happens. Obviously, City was forced to go backwards, so called it there. But an unlucky opportunity for Persenico off the woodwork.
So this is a bit of an awkward spot for a free kick, Thomas. When it's this close, they're going to elect to lay it off.
Yeah, they're going to go quick, lay it off.
What are the challenges from that angle, Thomas? Obviously, you're a little closer in. You're horizontal to goal, but what are really your choices there?
Yeah, and you really kind of want to play it as a corner, but the weight of the pass and the weight of the ball, you're really going to have to hone down on it. That's a dangerous play there. So I like the approach of going quick and playing it short. You can kind of have a better angle to cross it in or even take the shot if it's open.
41st minute here in Peoria as it's 3-0 Peoria City. They had a barrage of goals in the first 10 minutes. Run from Jeremy Segby and DJ Kulai, and then followed up in the 21st minute. Found them up now 3-0 over league newcomers, the Santa Fe Wanderers out of Kansas City, Missouri. And there's a lot of Kansas product on this team, typically from Benedictine College or UMKC. Dickerson gets on his horse, stumbles for a half step, puts it back in for Anderson. And he has proved to be an aerial threat in the attacking third.
Yeah, just a little too high from him on the ball from Dickerson. But again, he liked that chance.
Yamadu. And he's going to call for his team to head upfield. Reddy nearly wins the header with his chest.
And the Wanderer looking for a card on that tackle. Persenico laughs it off.
Everybody is no worse for wear, but there's a foul on Persenico. No yellow awarded. And Santa Fe is wondering perhaps if they could get another one of those before the half. Anderson a little disappointed about how long he was taking to get the ball back in motion. Nearly got the back heel to Dominique. Run off his spot once more. Just a few minutes here before we hit stoppage time in the first half.
Yeah, in Santa Fe, you kind of just want to find something that could work on the offensive end.
Persenico up to Alejandro Valverde. Valverde back inside. Anderson on and stopped. Yamadu again.
Yeah, didn't have the best touch on it. Kind of bounced around his feet. Wasn't able to get the greatest shot off.
Those are a lot of those opportunities that City has had, though. Driving it in pretty hard and then letting it kind of float back against the grain to the top of the 6. And that's, as you know, Thomas, that's a very dangerous position for a ball to be.
Yeah, and the more chances at the plate, the better your results are going to be. So continuing to drive that line and get chances into the box, around the box even, going to be finding yourself pretty happy at the end of the day.
And this one will bang off a wanderer and will belong to Peoria City. Their offensive output has calmed here in the second set of 45 minutes here in the first half, but the production and lethality really hasn't trimmed off much.
No, the intensity's still there. The Wanderers have put 11 or 10 guys back behind the ball. Kind of hard to find your moments.
Dickerson pushes up with Kulai. Dickerson lines one up, punched away, and it still finds its way home. It's that kind of night for City.
If you're going to give him space, he's going to take the opportunity and fires one with a lot of power and force behind the ball. Imehu not able to hold on to that one.
So Charlie Dickerson joins in on the scoring party in the first half and celebrates promptly with the 309. It's 4-0 as we hit stoppage time in the first half. And you got to feel bad for Amadu there, Thomas. He gets a good initial stop on it, but a high arcing shot like that with some power on it, it's kind of tough to keep that one out on just one touch.
Yeah, and you got to be disappointed with your defense and your midfield. You gave Charlie Dickerson a lot of space to wind up and really drive that ball through.
It has been a very warm welcome back home for Peoria City. No pun intended due to the temperatures here tonight, but 4 goals and a half will be enough to excite any fan base. And with the 4 goals, we'll have 5 minutes of stoppage time along with the 2 yellows. So Thomas, not overtly a large amount put back onto this half, but something that still Santa Fe can work with.
Yeah, and if you're City, you kind of just want to come out of this half clean. No cards, no injuries. Really just move the ball around.
And Kulai was fouled. We'll have another yellow issued, perhaps. I didn't exactly see who that was directed towards.
That was for Carson Wilcox. It looks like for dissent. He was given an earful to the referee during the stoppage of play.
It's now 2 bookings against Santa Fe in this first half.
Probably used some unkind words in that conversation.
Yeah, there's usually a certain combination that you can't say, and you may not have liked the decision that was made, but you still have to respect and lay off the officials. Here's Campos. Campos with a nice effort. Slimmy was able to haul it in, but looked like he had a little bit of juice there. Head coach Mike Pay hollering from his bench, Thomas, that they need at least 1 more.
Yeah, during that water break, he wanted it 5-0 at half.
Reddy. And another foul on Reddy. And they're going to say the play is on. Jose Gomez, 4-on-3 along the back. Gomez looking for options off to Persenico, touch and go. Gomez back inside. There's another. There's your 5-0, Coach, and Peoria City cruises in the first half.
Coach is happy, and that is team soccer. The give and go around the box. Able to find Gomez wide open on the through ball for the easy finish.
I was curious to see if Anderson got a touch on it late, but I think he was just escorting it through, and Gomez and his big run have Peoria City up 5-0. making a statement in the return.
And it's coming from great buildups. They're not finding their chances on forced through balls that just happen to find it in the net. They're really building it up and playing as a team. Quality goals here for Peoria City.
Mike Pay runs over to Tommy Coughlin and Jose Gomez and gives them a big hug. He was able to ask and just seconds later get the goal that he so desired.
Peoria City goal scored by number 19, Tanner Anderson. Assisted by number 10, Jose Gomez.
So my initial assumption was correct. Anderson does run on and get a touch before, as the first half will come to a close. Peoria City hitting the pedal down and hitting it hard. It's 5-0 at the break. We want to take this time to thank some of our sponsors that make this broadcast and those like it in the future possible. We'd like to recognize Central Illinois' Peoria City Soccer Academy, the future of soccer here in Peoria and beyond. Peoria City Soccer offers these summer camps to boys and girls of all ages. Contact us through our website and social media with how you can get involved. For Central States Marketing, we'd like to thank them for their support of Peoria City, and we appreciate your dedication to our club and to the betterment of soccer right here in Central Illinois. Peoria City will recognize Peoria Notre Dame's 2025 girls team at halftime during our next home match Wednesday against the Des Moines Menace. This comes off a historic 2025 run to the Class 2A state championship game. Come out and congratulate our PND on a fantastic season. The match will be followed by a fireworks show. And fans, don't forget about that fireworks show following the match against the Des Moines Menace. Post-game fireworks to follow. Tonight was also the second youth soccer night of the 2025 season. Kids wearing their school, club, or rec soccer jerseys receive free admission. Don't forget, Peoria City has 3 more home matches of the regular season after tonight. Head to PeoriaCitySoccer.com to get your tickets. We'll step aside for a quick break as we get ready to set the table here for the second half.
Peoria, Illinois, where an afternoon together opens up a world of adventure, and every splash becomes a shared adventure, where imagination runs as big as the machines themselves, proving that wonder comes in all sizes.
Whoa!
In Peoria, every adventure begins with just one step, and every doorway leads to discovery.
If you want to improve your game, contact the Yard to book a batting cage or field today.
Is your business surrounded by success?
Ours is.
Absolutely. 100% yes.
Knowing your company is surrounded by the best in the business is a great feeling. And that's the feeling you'll have working with PIP.
They manage our direct mail campaigns.
They produce all of our signage. They print our marketing materials.
For marketing, signs, and print, surround your business with more than 50 years of success. PIP.
Here's another home improvement insight from Custom Bath Solutions. Most bathroom remodels happen for 2 reasons: to keep up with style trends or to keep up with your changing family. We can take today's neutral trends and pops of color and pair them with 2-day tub-to-shower conversions, a spa-like oasis, or a no-barrier shower with grab bars as your family needs. Get started today and save 10%. Call 309-699-1100, click on CustomBathroomSolutions.com, or visit the Prairie Home Alliance showroom in Washington.
At Auto House of Peoria, we pride ourselves in delivering the best ownership experience in Central Illinois. From newly redesigned state-of-the-art facilities to community involvement right here at home, Auto House of Peoria strives to be your premier auto destination. Shop online at AutoHouseOfPeoria.com today.
Peoria, Illinois, where an afternoon together opens up a world of adventure, and every splash becomes a shared adventure, where imagination runs as big as the machines themselves, proving that wonder comes in all sizes.
Whoa!
In Peoria, every adventure begins with just one step, and every doorway leads to discovery.
If you want to improve your game, contact the Yard to book a batting cage or field today.
Here's another home improvement insight from Custom Bath Solutions. Most bathroom remodels happen for two reasons: to keep up with style trends or to keep up with your changing family. We can take today's neutral trends and pops of color and pair them with 2-day tub-to-shower conversions, a spa-like oasis, or a no-barrier shower with grab bars as your family needs. Get started today and save 10%. Call 309-699-1100, click on CustomBathroomSolutions.com, or visit the Prairie Home Alliance showroom in Washington.
Welcome back to Shea Stadium here in Peoria, Illinois, where it's 5-0 Peoria City leading the visiting Santa Fe Wanderers. I want to take this time to read off some more of our sponsors that make this broadcast and thank them for their support this season. Tonight was the second youth soccer night of the 2025 season. Kids wearing their school, club, or rec soccer jerseys received free admission. And don't forget, Peoria City has 3 more home matches during the regular season after tonight. Head to PeoriaCitySoccer.com to get your tickets online. I want to also thank Iron Spirit Pro Wrestling for tonight's pre-match entertainment, and we are thrilled to announce that on Saturday, August 16th, Iron Spirit will be back in Peoria for Peoria City Pandemonium, hosted at the Yard, with more details to come. We'd also like to thank the amazing food truck partners for coming out tonight: Phoenix, Tropical Snow, and Tony on Wheels. And for Fox Sports Radio, right here in Peoria, providing live on-site coverage here at Shea Stadium. Listen to 101.1 for all your Peoria sports coverage. As we give you a quick rundown of the unofficial stats to this point, Peoria City with 13 shots, 1 save, 2 corners, 5 goals. And for Santa Fe, it's 3 shots, 7 saves, 1 corner, no goals, and 5 against for the Wanderers. I want to also shout out Green Chevrolet for their partnership with us this season. Again, if you're in the market for a new or used car, please head over to Green Chevrolet. They have a location just over on Knoxville, and let them know Clutch Sports Media sent you. As well as Ducks down on Farmington, a Peoria favorite and Clutch Sports Media favorite as well. Plenty of good food, great service, and a destination for Clutch Sports Media for our post-game meals. Again, I want to thank those sponsors for their help this season. We'll step aside for another short break as we get ready for the second half.
Peoria, Illinois, where an afternoon together opens up a world of adventure, and every splash becomes a shared adventure, where imagination runs as big as the machines themselves, proving that wonder comes in all sizes.
Whoa!
In Peoria, every adventure begins with just one step, and every doorway leads to discovery.
you want to improve your game, contact the Yard to book a batting cage or field today.
Is your business surrounded by success?
Ours is.
Absolutely. 100% yes.
Knowing your company is surrounded by the best in the business is a great feeling. And that's the feeling you'll have working with PIP.
They manage our direct mail campaigns.
They produce all of our signage. They print our marketing materials.
For marketing, signs, and print, surround your business with more than 50 years of success. PIP.
Here's another home improvement insight from Custom Bath Solutions. Most bathroom remodels happen for two reasons: to keep up with style trends or to keep up with your changing family. We can take today's neutral trends and pops of color and pair them with 2-day tub-to-shower conversions, a spa-like oasis, or a no-barrier shower with grab bars as your family needs. Get started today and save 10%. Call 309-699-1100, click on custombathroomsolutions.com, or visit the Prairie Home Alliance showroom in Washington.
At Auto House of Peoria, we pride ourselves in delivering the best ownership experience in Central Illinois. From newly redesigned state-of-the-art facilities to community involvement right here at home, Auto House of Peoria strives to be your premier auto destination. Shop online at autohouseofpeoria.com today.
Peoria, Illinois, where an afternoon together opens up a world of adventure, and every splash becomes a shared adventure, where imagination runs as big as the machines themselves, proving that wonder comes in all sizes.
Whoa!
In Peoria, every adventure begins with just one step, and every doorway leads to discovery.
If you want to improve your game, contact the Yard to book a batting cage or field today.
Here's another home improvement insight from Custom Bath Solutions. Most bathroom remodels happen for two reasons: to keep up with style trends or to keep up with your changing family. We can take today's neutral trends and pops of color and pair them with 2-day tub-to-shower conversions, a spa-like oasis, or a no-barrier shower with grab bars as your family needs. Get started today and save 10%. Call 309-699-1100, click on custombathroomsolutions.com, or visit the Prairie Home Alliance showroom in Washington.
And welcome back to Shea Stadium here in Peoria, Illinois, as it's a Great Plains Division matchup. Peoria City handling the Santa Fe Wanderers through the first 45 minutes. Thomas, it's easy to look at it and say 5-0. Yes, Peoria City out in front, and rightfully so. They've had the better of the ball tonight. But for Santa Fe, they've had some positives as well.
Yeah, and again, it's a tough situation they're in, playing all 11 guys behind the ball. But they've had their moments on the counterattack, and I would really like to see them use that to their advantage, maybe get one here early and see where they can go from there.
I want to give, again, the fans of you at home an update on why a result like this would be so big for Peoria City. A quick rundown of the Great Plains standing stands as the #1 team in the country. The Des Moines Menace out in front, 24 points, 8 wins out of 9 tries with a +25 goal differential. Right behind them is Peoria City, a team who was #1 for 3 consecutive weeks in the USL too. They have 18 points. They put on 3 more tonight with Des Moines having the off day. Against them 3 points behind, headed up into their match against the Menace on Wednesday. And again, if they were to hold out, Peoria City would end up taking that by way of just virtue.
Yeah, and another situation where, again, you control your own destiny. You see the scoreboard 5-0, you're like, all right, let's sit back and let's play around with it. But again, the goal differential will come and play. You don't want to leave that to a chance where, hey, we could have scored one more against Santa Fe earlier in the year. we lost the division because we were down 1 goal in goal differential. So these games are still important. This second half is going to be a big one for Peoria City.
Again, we encourage all you fans to come out Wednesday night as the Menace make their way in from Des Moines, make the about 4-hour drive from Des Moines to Peoria, and it'll be the first time we see the Menace here at home this season. Obviously got the chance to see them twice last season, once in the postseason, once in the regular season finale. Unlikely that we would get a similar matchup this time around in the postseason, but again, those teams really play each other very hard. Menace, a quality club, a well-led organization. Peoria City obviously emulates a lot of what they do based off of that structure, and it's kind of brewed into a little bit of animosity between the two teams.
Yeah, a little rivalry going between these two teams. I mean, seeing each other so often, and there's always a chance, like you said, that they might meet in the playoffs. Obviously, they have one more game against each other on Wednesday. And for Peoria City, a big second half for them just to stay healthy, not get injured for, I mean, again, it's 5-0. We talked about the goal differential, but bigger than that is just staying healthy, staying fresh for Wednesday night.
And Peoria City has made some moves off the bench. It'll be Oliver Benson, number 16, making a swap into the midfield for Peoria City, as well as number 25 making an appearance for the Carp. And his first action of the day, get you those substitutions. Once we get them in their totality up to us, Santa Fe making a few substitutions as well. But again, they're working with a significantly shorter bench tonight.
Yeah, really have to be more strategic with who you are actually going to use your subs for. Again, only 4 subs on that bench coming into tonight's game.
So we get ready for the second half. Peoria City hoping that they can put a few more onto this one and do a little window dressing. They've had really only one other massive margin in terms of their results. It was a 6-0 win on the road against Springfield. This has easily been their highest offensive output of the year at home. Their previous best was their 3-goal effort against FC Ambush. Both teams have switched sides, and it appears the Wanderers will make a change in goal. And again, as we continue to get those subs relayed up, Cole Stewart will find his way between the posts.
Yeah, and a tough first half for Philip Imadu. Didn't really have the chance to make a mark on the game, with the Carp really running it down his throat, not giving a chance to make big saves.
Ball out in front. So Santa Fe trying to make some magic. Ball lofted towards Gibson. Got to be smart. Ball still not cleared. Dominique tries to get in on it. An ambitious effort.
And an ambitious bicycle kick there, trying to put the ball back into the box and play.
Sammy Slimmy gets Peoria City started again. Here comes Dickerson. Dickerson played over the top. There's still a handful of Peoria City starters in there from the first half. Coughlin, Reddy, essentially everybody minus some of the midfielders back in there. Here's Santa Fe on the attack. First real chance they've had. Played back inside towards Peterson. Ollie Benson cunts it out first, now played outside. Again, Benson there. And escorted out of play, and Slimmy will have a goal kick.
Not the cleanest start for the Carp, especially on the ball. Really haven't found that rhythm we were used to seeing in that first half. There's a lot of sloppy passes giving the ball away on their own end.
Sun has gone down, and as a result, the temperature has dropped significantly, so perhaps some of these players will have to kind of grow into and essentially reheat up here in the second half as Anderson finds himself way out in front. He was offsides, but obviously no touch onto it, no worry to worry about it. Benson puts it again.
Yeah, it's the same guy who took him down over on the other end.
Benson already dealing, you can see, with that hand wrap. He was assuming just collecting something perhaps in training. But Jose Gomez will have the opportunity on the free kick. And he would signal that he would like his rightful 10 paces. Be a two-man wall for the Wanderers.
And yeah, both Anderson and Dickerson on the back post. Two top targets for Gomez.
Gomez curls it in, and it looked like he tried to go for a goal along the near side. And not a terrible effort when it's all said and done.
No, and he saw Stewart really cheating back post. Tried to catch him off guard and go near. Don't really hate the opportunity.
Peoria City perhaps shifting some things up here in terms of a shape, more of a three-man top of the rotation with Persenico, Anderson, and Kulai, and a traditional four along the back now. And Reddy taken out and somersaulting across the center circle. That will be an issued yellow, and it appears both players collected a knock.
Yeah, a little shin to shin. No one's going to be feeling good after that one.
Even with the shin guards, it always seems to be right where you don't want it to be.
Well, the shin guards, I mean, nowadays the shin guards are pretty small.
If you wear them.
Can't say, yeah, if you actually do end up wearing them, they can't say they cover my whole shin.
Tommy Coughlin lined up. Here's Wes Gibson, the Morton man from SIUE. Second team all-conference in the Ohio Valley this last year.
Yeah, it was more of a goal scorer in high school as well for the Potters. Kind of transitioned to center back at his time at SIUE.
Coughlin spits it ahead to Gomez. This will be a corner kick. So the third corner of the night for Peoria City. And Gomez will have it. Out swinging ball. It'll be low liner for Coughlin, who squares it up, puts it on, and skates it just past. But again, Peoria City kind of mounting those efforts towards goal.
Yeah, it looks like the ref's going to call for a deflection, so they're going to have another opportunity for a corner.
They'll go very quick. Looped back inside towards Anderson, punched away by Stewart. Now Dickerson reserving it. Still free, falling to Persenico. Discover Peoria, Illinois, an unexpected gem on the Illinois River, thriving with craft distillers, museums, outdoor recreation, and home to premier sporting events. Visit discoverpeoria.com for upcoming events and festivals. Discover what you weren't expecting.
And this is that counter opportunity the Wanderers have been looking for. Opting to take it away and go back and build it up.
Ball in behind. Persenico has it, chipping it ahead to Kulai. Persenico, Johnny on the spot, has it right back. Gomez will flip it out to Benson. Dickerson composed on it, leads it through to Benson. And Benson forces it off a Wanderer.
What's been impressive about this Carp offense is they really know when to pick their moments. They're never going to force anything down the line. They're going to restart and build it up when they need to. But they're also not going to be conservative. They're really going to push the pace and push things forward. Really like to see them continue to find that balance.
Throw-in coming. Here's Josh Reddy. Really good effort on it. Tries to go back post, still free. And the Wanderers will have it, and he must have coasted along the back line, and that will be another corner for the Carp.
Yeah, tried to tippy-toe across that line.
That back end line can kind of sneak up on you, too. It's a little more deceiving as you get further out there, but
and it's a tough spot to be because you don't really want to play around with it, you know, trying to keep it in, because then it could go the other way and put it in your own box.
Another corner for the Carp. Carp hollering for some service in. They had pretty much everybody up trying to play for that 6th goal. Again, this is a Peoria City team that was really taken to work in the first time these two met. Only a 2-0 result after Peoria City led 1-0 for the majority of the contest. They have come out and really put Santa Fe in some compromising positions.
Yeah, and they put all of the questions to bed about how difficult this game might be for them.
Last thing Mike Pay will see in the second half, though, is players take their foot off the gas. He will almost assuredly use up every sub he can if it means that he's going to have some fresh legs and high energy and attitudes out there.
And you just want to continue to stay sharp again for the big game on Wednesday. Now that you kind of feel comfortable in your result here tonight, obviously a lot of time left, but you still feel pretty good about your 5-0 result. But again, it's about staying sharp, continue that momentum heading into a big game on Wednesday.
Throwing for City, looking for Anderson. Takes a poor deflection. Wanderers with a fortunate bounce, but just nowhere to go with it. Now Coughlin got Koulay on his left. DJ Koulay. He's been labeled by the fans as the most improved player on this year's squad, and he tried to switch the play to Persenico.
Yeah, I would have preferred him just take him down the line and beat him one-on-one, use that speed and athleticism that he has, and create an opportunity from that.
We'd like to thank Pip Marketing Signs and Prints for being the official designer and manufacturer of the banners you see here at Shea Stadium. Head to pip.com for all your custom print, signs, banners, and marketing needs. Coughlin put a really good rip on one. Ready. And a foul just outside the 18. Like Coughlin went down.
Just another silly foul from Santa Fe. We saw that in the first half, around your box, just diving in at feet, stabbing. Giving up a huge threat for City.
So another dangerous free kick opportunity. We saw Jose Gomez nearly tuck one in near post. You have to think that has Stewart thinking a little bit better of himself in his positioning on this one.
Positioning himself and also his wall.
Persenico puts one on. It's at his feet. A little low shot there from Persenico. He hasn't found the scoring column yet in a match that's seen 5 goals by, I believe, 5 different goal scorers.
Yeah, but he's made it up with the defensive side of the ball, really bringing that intensity from the winger's position. Not giving any moments to the Santa Fe on the wing.
Coughlin with a bit of a wrong turn, has it in possession of the Wanderers. Here's Dominique working against Benson. And this will be a corner for the Wanderers. Excuse me, a goal kick. I thought perhaps that took a touch off Peoria City.
Yeah, I think City got the better end of that call. Thought it might have took a deflection as well.
And Dominique not too thrilled with some of his fellow forwards.
Yeah, he feels like he's really putting in all the work, giving great effort, being left out there to dry.
Appears we'll have a throw-in along the near side. Here's Anderson. Anderson goes down, and the foul will be awarded. And Dickerson will whip it out to Gibson. Not the best ball we've seen from Charlie tonight. Now here's Campos. Campos with the step over. Campos loads it up and sends it to the moon.
Yeah, probably wants that one back. You finally get the opportunity to get a shot on goal. Just misdirects that.
Reddy and company really making life difficult. Here's Persenico, touch to Gomez. 4 very lethal scores with it up front. Gomez, Kulai, Persenico, and Anderson. Here comes Benson. Kulai tried to navigate his way through tight traffic.
Gomez had an opening to turn there, opted to go back, but I thought he had a lot of space if he turned through that middle of the field.
Well, that's where your teammates have to be like space, right? They have to be a little more communicating. I think that's what Charlie Dickerson was hollering about on this last stand on the defensive side, for them to wake up more or less. And you can kind of feel it a little bit. It's definitely not the full effort we saw in that first half.
Yeah, just a lack of intensity. As both players are going to go down. That was a tough tackle in the middle of the field from Reddy.
And Josh Reddy clutching at his leg, hoping everything's okay with him, as well as the downed Wanderer. Get you that number as soon as we can. Mark Colson's had his hands full tonight. Peoria City is powered by the House Barbell Club, the official presenting sponsor of the club, located at 7920 North Somers Street in Peoria. Get 24/7 access, group and personal training and more at the house. Here's Reddy's able to get up and walk it off, and it might be Abeo who collected the hard collision for the Wanderers.
Yeah, that's the second hard collision he's taken. He took that one in the right corner on his own end in the first half. Took another tough tackle in the middle of the field.
Peoria City would like to thank Prairie Home Alliance for sponsoring their play packs all season long. Get your play packs on the stadium concourse before matches. Dominique plays it outside, trying to get it right back to him. 2 men marking, and Slimmy driving across his own end line, and that will be a Wanderers corner. Chance to put in some service. Going back post, Slimmy with the one-handed slap.
Again, one of those big saves that you're not going to see often from Slimmy in a game like this. Comes up clutch for the Carp.
Kulai unable to track that one down from Gomez. Ball to Kulai. Tries to get into space to Coughlin, now to Gomez, and back to Coughlin again. And the advantage was played, and we'll have it called back on the foul.
Yeah, just a lot of grabbing, trying to stop Coughlin in the run of play.
Wes Gibson once more. And Charlie having a little game of pass. Laid through to Kulai. Doesn't get a very good clearance on it. Kulai gets it right back, laying it off. Gomez through to Kulai. Kulai on goal. There's another for him. And it happened so quick, Thomas. One touch, and it's in the back of the net.
Once again, it's the unselfishness from the Carp, the give and go, the 1-2s, the quick runs through inside the box unmarked. DJ was spoon-fed for the easy goal.
So Kulai collects his second goal of the night and becomes the first multi-goal scorer this evening with 6 on the board. Kulai opened things up back in the 6th minute with a goal and finally finds his second here in the 62nd minute. And it appears we'll have 3 subs getting ready to come in for Peoria City. It appears Kevin Mejias will be among the group of them. Hector Madrano will also come in. As Anderson's evening has come to a close. Coughlin and Gomez's evenings will also come to a close.
Yeah, and a deserved break substitution for Coughlin. He was everywhere on both sides of the ball. Really was the engine of that midfield for the Carp tonight.
Alfonso Gonzalez will be the last of those 3 subs to make their way in. So Gonzalez, Mejias, and Madrano all into the match for Peoria City.
Second minute by number 14, DJ Kulai. Assisted by number 10, Jose Gomez. Peoria City substitutions for stoppage. 8, Kevin Mejias. 9, Hector Madrano. And 23, Alfonso Gonzalez.
So it appears Gonzalez and Madrano will take their positions up top along with Kulai. Mejias will join his college teammate come the fall as the 5th-year senior from Bradley will get some time in with his soon-to-be striker up top with DJ Kulai. Kulai with the back heel to Mejias. Dickerson floating it upfield. Benson to Reddy, has his pocket picked. Here's a chance. Slimmy steps in. What an intervention! Super Sammy Slimmy was having none of it on the kick save. And it's just been a frustrating evening for Santa Fe, and it's those kind of things that just haven't gone their way tonight, Thomas.
Yeah, you just got to shake your head on that one. You finally get the golden opportunity to get one on the board. But what a save from Sammy Slimmy. Again, we talked about it. He's not really going to get the many opportunities to make big saves playing for a talented Peoria City Carp team. Has made 1 or 2 big saves to keep the clean sheet so far.
Peoria City Soccer is excited to bring back our River City Brews initiative, a network of local bars and restaurants who support our club while offering them exclusive perks all season long. Don't forget, fans, the official post-game parties at Ducks on Farmington Road. Here's Dickerson. Trying to find its way to Madrano. Now Persenico chips it ahead to him. DJ Kulai, is it a hat trick perhaps? He lays it off for Persenico, and that one will sail high.
Yeah, I like the option to lay it off for Persenico. Obviously not his offensive night for Persenico. Leaned back on that one, sailed that one through the trees.
Josh Reddy steps in. Here's Alfonso Gonzalez. He gets taken out. Santa Fe starting to crank up their intensity. Defended well and cut out. That'll get the home crowd a bit of an applause. Here's Hector Madrano, and look at the burst from Madrano down the side. Is eventually cut out. And it'll be a goal kick to Stewart, but again, there you see the one-on-one ability from him.
Yeah, it shows his threat with the pace and effort. I mean, he continued to follow him down the line.
Give you another update on the unofficial stats to this point. 19 shots, 1 save, 5 corners, 6 goals for Peoria City. For Santa Fe, 5 shots, 9 saves, 2 corners with no goals. Santa Fe with bodies forward now, laying it ahead right in front of Wes Gibson. Ball still in play and escorted out. It will be a Sammy Slimmy goal kick.
Yeah, and Santa Fe might have found something down their left side, left wing. Really back-to-back possessions on the ball. They've gone that way.
Here's Ollie Benson. Tries to get it ahead to Kevin Mejias. Santa Fe working out of their own end. And one just an errant pass. Kulai all too happy to collect it. Gonzalez floats it out to Persenico. Persenico pivots out, and between two City players, it's going back to Santa Fe. Now working a 3-on-5, going backside. Slimmy is a Johnny on the spot. Quickly on the counter comes Kulai. Kulai running out of options. DJ Kulai will attack. They're going to send two over at him.
Yeah, there's just got to be more movement around the box. I mean, DJ pulled two guys out on double team him. There's got to be a guy moving off the ball.
And West tries to lay it in behind, but neither Benson or Kulai made a run.
Yeah, without Coughlin, I mean, who's going to be the guy to step up to make that extra run, to make the sacrifice run, to create space for your teammates?
Well, Gonzalez will throw his hat in the ring, gets it to Kulai. Laying it off to Persenico. Persenico laid through. Back to Medrano. And that one stops.
Love the aggressiveness off the bench from Medrano. I mean, you chase that ball early down the right field, and now he's just taking a crack at it, trying to find the net.
Well, he has a knack for getting into the real danger area of the danger area, if you will. He gets very close to the 6, and whether he's the one converting on them or finding somebody else, it's more often than not definitely in the mix of the attack. You can kind of see Peoria City. This is where they garner so much of that possession late in games. It's just not a ton Santa Fe can do to try and claw out of this. It's limited chances the rest of the way.
Yeah, they've really limited their press throughout the game, picking their moments.
Oh, nice move. Mejias lays it ahead to Medrano. Medrano back inside. Kulai, there's his hat trick! Offsides, and it will be disallowed.
Such an unlucky result, but again, Medrano just finding himself in a position to create a chance.
Quentin Blair getting ready to come into the match for Peoria City. Looks like he will end the night for Peoria City. Wes Gibson will assume the captain's band. And Charlie Dickerson's night has come to an early close. Peoria City's bench just now seeing the replay on the bench side tablet, and let's just say they disagree.
not too many happy people down there after seeing that replay.
That's two now that Kulai's had taken off the board, despite that he still has the brace.
Yeah, I mean, he could have a 4-goal game.
Again, we were talking about it. He was talked about by a lot of the fans in the pregame as one of the most improved players this year. He might get a chance for the hat here. Put on, and Medrano just simply didn't hit it well enough.
Yeah, you got to feel for him. One-on-one with the keeper. Coach Mike Pay not happy with the end result.
I think DJ was expecting him to float that wide, having Stewart commit to him, but Santa Fe has now really had 3 or 4 chances that have really bounced their way, just like they've had a few not go their way tonight. Dominique with some really good footwork. Again, the former Sporting KC product.
He's been a huge threat for Santa Fe, really their only threat up front.
Playing it ahead for Medrano. He's onto it. Loses his footing just a little bit. Persenico. They know how to man mark him. He's not going to get a ton of space to breathe despite the scoreline. And a foul on Persenico.
But yeah, Dominique just hoping somebody's going to join the party, whether it's the last 20 minutes of this game or for the rest of the season up front.
Yeah, and part of that, again, though, is due to Peoria City. They haven't, frankly, given them many opportunities to have a lot of fun.
And they've done a great job, again, like you said, just controlling the ball.
Here's Persenico. And he may be running a little low on fumes.
Yeah, I mean, in this weather, he's been asked a lot defensively on that winger position.
Alfonso Gonzalez. Him and Mejias have taken up the midfield with Josh Reddy. It's taking the shape more of a 4-3-3, and now DJ Kulai. Let's see how he cooks. Kulai outside to Persenico, is a little far. This one's chipped, and I don't really know what the game plan was on that one.
Yeah, and you can see for Persenico, as you mentioned, just running low on fumes. Couldn't get that extra step to the through ball and opted not to take him one-on-one on the wing.
Thought for sure once Kulai had that in some one-on-one space, that was pedal to the metal until he either hit the ground or hit the back of the net. Kind of feel like there's still something left in this match at the 75th minute here in the second half.
And Coach Pay does as well, continuing to scream from the sideline to raise their energy and raise the level of play.
Well, here's Mejias. Mejias trying to become the third Bradley Brave to perhaps score in this one, and Mejias is fouled, and it'll set up a free kick. Well, we talked about the dynamic between these two coaches, between Coach Sosa and Pay. They coach against each other in the Heart of America Conference between Clark and Benedictine College. And we won't exactly say word for word they're saying, but yes, basically the conversation was it doesn't matter what the score is. He would still like his yellow card.
Yeah, just some friendly competition going down there. You can shake hands after and talk before the game, but once you're in the 90 minutes, I mean, you want to beat your rival friend.
Kulai not too pleased with his effort on that free kick. It looked like he was trying to go back post. It wasn't a typical run-up either. It was more of just a smack the right foot into it.
Yeah, just a lot of power behind that ball.
DJ, Mike Pay urging Kulai to get on goal. Persenico has it poked free, and Persenico puts one on anyway.
And that's two from Persenico now that he's kind of just leaned back instead of giving it over the ball. Has sent both of those through the trees.
Again, you got to feel for him, though. The secret's out about Luke Persenico. People are going to mark him closely. You can't give him a stride to wind up or he's going to make you pay.
Yeah, I mean, they're throwing a lot of different action and bodies at him to make it difficult, and he's being asked to do a lot on the defensive end.
Santa Fe trying to win the bit of a press here, and they will. Played outside. Dominique getting central. Again, just not the final pass that they would have liked in this one.
Yeah, they're really struggling in the final third.
Persenico. And he will have the throw-in. The crowd oohing and awing at the quick burst from Luke Persenico. For the most part, everybody stuck around through this one. Peoria showing out yet again for their hometown team. Play is switched to Ollie Benson. Benson with a back heel to himself. Still free. Finds Kulai. And that one spat out the other end.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if he was trying to shoot or thought he had someone back post. But once you're in the box, kind of just want to make a play, and DJ just did just that. Unfortunately, it went out of bounds.
Cole Stewart. He hasn't been asked to do a ton tonight, but you have to like the way he's at least commanded the back line. He's kind of put them more or less in a better defensive situation.
Yeah, he's really, again, like you said, commanded that defense from the vocal standpoint. Really got his guys organized here in the second half.
Made a nice save on a free kick from Persenico earlier in this second half. Alfonso Gonzalez. Here's Mejias. He is looking for help. Ollie Benson appears to be his target. Chipped ahead for DJ Kulai, who slips. Kulai still with it, and he was probably wide-eyed at a chance at his hat trick.
Another unlucky chance for DJ to get that hat trick. Just stumbled on the grass.
Here's Quentin Blair. Blair, the former Des Moines Menace and Loyola Chicago Rambler, he is all too familiar with Shea Stadium from Loyola's time in the Valley, as well as with the Menace, was with them last season and made 3 appearances against Peoria City, 2 of which came here at Shea Stadium. Wes Gibson, out wide. Here's Persenico. Playing it ahead. And just run off the spot. Peoria City, you can definitely see trying for that 7th.
Yeah, they want to attack, but they're also running really low on fumes. So a lot of the passes that were crisp early on are starting to get a little sloppy.
Well, some of that's too, new bodies and new spots here in the second half. We should note the highest scoring output from any of the teams from Peoria City this season, has been 7. The girls had a 7-0 result earlier this season. The men one off from tying that tonight. That 7-0 result came from Junction FC out in Champaign. As we go into the 80th minute. Free kick from Santa Fe. High, arcing. Maybe a bit of a friendly fire as Benson and Blair collided in that header space. And that one still dances out the backside. It looks like Santa Fe kind of gave up on that play.
Yeah, I'm not sure they expected that ball to get off. I mean, there was 3 guys surrounding him. Pretty impressive to get that cross off nonetheless.
Go ahead and take a look at the upcoming schedules. First, for the Santa Fe Wanderers. Obviously, they're here tonight against Peoria City, but they have some upcoming contests on the road. They're the inverse of Peoria City in the equation. They will end the season with 4 on the road. They will take on Sunflower State again, and then they will close out the year against Springfield FC in their inaugural season at the USL 2. And then for Peoria City, again, this is the first of a 4-game homestand where Peoria City could see themselves a division winner. They'll have the Des Moines Menace in town on Wednesday night, followed up by Springfield FC and Sunflower State. Sunflower State, one of 2 teams to defeat Peoria City this season, the Menace being the other.
Yeah, which just makes Wednesday even more important. Such a big game for both teams to try to win that division. It's going to be an exciting game here at Shea Stadium.
They're back with head coach Charlie Latshaw, who coached at division rival Riverlight FC last season, but does have some familiarity with the Menace organization, but now assumes the head man role and has definitely been a popular name around the USL 2 circles. Santa Fe owning a little bit better of the ball here in the second half. Trying to play the through ball to Dominique, and it really well and cut out by Benson, but gotta like the idea there from the Wanderers. You haven't had a ton go your way, so why not try and slip one in?
Yeah, and just not the best ball. Would like to play on the ground. Would have gave a better opportunity for Dominique.
Stewart's going to be facing down some fire. It gets to Persenico. Here's Luke Persenico dancing around, trying to push it through, and he'll wish he had that back.
Yeah, he's going to kick himself again. Not his night, scoring-wise. Had the opportunity there to break it open.
Benson working against Dominique. Good burst from him on that left foot, gets it back to the right, and Quentin Blair with a solid defensive stand.
What a tackle without fouling.
Quentin Blair. More than enough space to make something happen. His pass is undercooked. '84th minute. Here's Josh Reddy laying it out wide for DJ Kulai. They had him switch ends. Perhaps maybe they like this matchup better for him. Laid ahead, Kulai. Appears we have a down member for Peoria City.
Yeah, it looks like he cramped, I believe.
Just maybe seized up a little bit. Hopefully everything's okay. You can see the training staff trying to immediately cool him down. Unable to get up off the field, so rightfully so. Play coming to a halt. It looks like to be Ollie Benson. We're hoping everything's okay with him. He's put in a really good shift here in the second half.
As his teammates drench him with the water bottles.
Jose Gomez and Lucas Fontana trying to help out Mark Colston in his responsibilities tonight. But it appears that his evening may come to a close.
Which is unfortunate because, like you said, he's had a really great shift and came in as a sub to start the second half. Kind of wish to see he played through the whole second half, played like the last 6 minutes.
Still might is. He's gearing up to come back on, at least it looks like, or maybe he's grabbing the spare uniform. Regardless, it seems, at least our now presumption is that his evening is come to a close. As his night does come to a close, as Grant Paskus will enter the match for Peoria City. Northern Illinois Husky from Indianapolis, Indiana. Also with some familiarity here at Shea Stadium, with Northern Illinois playing in the MAC for men's soccer, or excuse me, playing in the MVC for men's soccer. They made a trip down here this last fall for Bradley's senior night. Again, all this time will be tacked onto the end with some judgment as well. So we're in the 86th minute, and this match getting closer and closer to the finish line. Both teams just trying to get out of here healthy at this point.
Yeah, especially with games remaining in the regular season, no matter what position you are in for the playoffs, you kind of want to remain healthy, especially because a lot of these guys are obviously going off to their colleges here pretty soon. Want them to remain healthy for a great fall season.
Peoria City is presented by the House Barbell Club, the official presenting sponsor of the club, located at 7920 North Summer Street in Peoria. Get 24/7 access, group, and personal training with more at the House. Peoria City will recognize Peoria Notre Dame's 2025 girls team at halftime during the next match come Wednesday against the Menace. This comes after a historic 2025 run to the Class 2A state championship game. Come out and congratulate Peoria Notre Dame on a fantastic season. The match will be followed by a fireworks show. Here's Alfonso Gonzalez with Mejias by him, Hector Medrano. And here's Grant Paskus. Play switches to the near side. Laid off for Persenico. And will belong to Santa Fe. Ball intercepted, laid off to Persenico. Back in front, going that way, in front of goal and shot over the top. Medrano tried to get a stab on it.
Yeah, just finding himself around the box. I mean, one chance is eventually going to fall in for Medrano.
So it'll be Stewart with the goal kick.
And as a striker, you really got to have the next play mentality because you're going to miss most times than not.
Grant Paskus wins the header for Peoria City, and it'll go out to Santa Fe. 89th minute. Again, won't be more than just a few minutes put on here in the second half for stoppage time. Just the one goal in the second half. Alfonso Gonzalez getting in on the mix.
And both teams are competing at a level you probably wouldn't expect at a 6-0 result. Two teams still putting in a shift with the intensity.
Nice advance. Here's Alfonso Gonzalez getting it outside. Service back in, going backside, and somehow it ends up into the hands of Peoria City's Luke Persenico.
Yeah, he really wanted a header on that one. Ball a little too outside.
He's put in a long shift tonight as well. He, Kulai, Slimmy, Gibson are the only remaining starters from this contest for Peoria City, still in the match. Ball lofted over the top. Here's Mejias. Mejias to Kulai. And perhaps a dive there from Kulai.
He wanted the easy penalty kick to complete the hat trick there.
Mejias just couldn't quite connect with his college teammate, and you'll see the two swap words there. 4 minutes of stoppage time will be the count.
Referee's determined will be approximately 4 minutes of stoppage time.
Corner for City. Spinning it towards the back post. Gibson back inside. Putting a shot on, and Mejias has his blocked. And a Peoria City foul.
Smart play there from Gibson, though, on the back post. Didn't have the angle for a header goal, so instead put that ball back in play to create a dangerous chance. Obviously, weren't able to create anything out of the opportunity, but a great heads-up, smart IQ play there from Gibson.
Stewart lines it across. Grant Paskus. And he's fouled.
He's being surrounded by Santa Fe.
Slimmy. Hector Medrano. And he was offsides. You can hear Mike Pay hollering. It's not your end positioner when the ball's advanced. It's just he's starting too far out in front. But with his speed, I don't think he realizes he needs to not quite be that close, I guess, in Mike Pay's suggestions.
Yeah, it's tough to position yourself when you are so quick, so you want that early jump.
Serviced in, and that one, a bit of a knuckleball for Sammy Slimmy as he will go to the ground calmly. Here's Kevin Mejias. DJ Kulai. Somehow that gets shot up the line to Mejias. Mejias, and he's fouled. Here's Grant Paskus. Slips it through to Alfonso Gonzalez. Chipped through to Medrano. Ball still alive. And Persenico, I'll say that is across the inline. Ball over the top as time begins to wind low here in stoppage time. Heads up. That one coming at you in 3D as John Michael, our producer tonight, has to duck and cover, and I'm sure
quick
he
reflexes.
has a little bit of the heart rate accelerated. Maybe perhaps worried more about our corner camera than his own well-being, but
I think he was more worried about the camera than himself.
at the same time, we're going to have to wait for a ball to come back towards the field of play. And Sammy Slimmy's just going to send one from his own goal. As the full-time whistle sounds, Peoria City claims the first of a pivotal 4-game homestand. 6-0 the score stands, Thomas.
Yeah, big game all around. A lot of great unselfishness in around the box. A lot of 1-2 give and goes. Beautiful goal scoring for Peoria City. And that was all dominated by Tommy Coughlin. I mean, on and off the ball, he really dominated that midfield to create chances for the Carp.
Fans, don't forget, next Wednesday night's match against the Menace will be followed by post-game fireworks. Pack the stadium to cheer on your Peoria City Carp and enjoy some high-quality fireworks just before the 4th of July. And also, fans, that Peoria City win is powered by The Yard, one of our Peoria City's presenting sponsors, located at 1503 West Altoffer Drive. The Yard provides professional-level indoor training and opportunities for Peoria City players. Head to theyardpeoria.com to take your group's training. For everybody here at our Clutch Sports Media production, we want to thank you all for tuning in tonight, and we'll see you Wednesday night as Peoria City hosts the Des Moines Menace.